What's going on, guys? HK Titan here with a brand new video for you guys. But first things first, as always, hope you guys are having an amazing day. Today's video, we are going to be jumping back into our secrets achievement guides for Bloons Tower Defense 6. And today's secret achievement that we're going to take a look at is going to be the alchermistman and bloonacleboy. So if you guys are unfamiliar with this achievement, it's getting 900,000 pops with the Bloon Master Alchemist for round 100. And the reason why you guys want this achievement is because it will unlock the extra mode, small balloons. So I'm going to go ahead and show you guys a super simple guide in order to unlock this achievement. And for this achievement guide, I will be playing on Cubism because it's one of the easiest maps to actually get the achievement on. So without further ado, let's go ahead and jump straight into it. Alright guys, like I said, I'm going to be making this guide super simple and super fast. So I will be starting off with the Ninja Monkey and Alchemist combo paired with Oben, of course. We're not going to be doing anything too crazy here. So from round 6 until round 40, I'm going to go ahead and do a little bit of a fast forward bit. That way you guys don't have to sit the entire guide. So I'm going to go ahead and fast forward to round 40 and I'll see you guys here in just a second. Alright guys, here we are towards the end of round 39, and for round 40, just to make sure that we don't struggle with popping the Moab balloon, we'll go ahead and drop down Oben's Bramble Patch. Now that we have our Bloon Jitsu Ninja, our Alchemist, and our Oben down, the next thing that we're going to be going for is we're going to be going for a couple of Monkey Banks. Because I'm not sure if you guys have looked at the price of BMA whenever you're playing in poppable mode, but he's a little bit of a pricey boy. So in order to make sure that we're able to afford him, we're going to go ahead and grab a couple of banks. Now, because this isn't like a super serious guide or anything like that, I am going to be using a banana farmer here to go ahead and collect up all of the money. That way I don't miss out on any bananas because I can get super forgetful whenever I'm doing stuff like this. So I'm going to go ahead and upgrade all of them to increase production. That way we can go ahead and get our banks going a little bit faster. And as soon as we get increased production and we get our first monkey bank going, I'm going to go ahead and start considering grabbing our alchemist. Now it isn't like a big or like a massive big deal to get him going as soon as possible because the Bloon Master Alchemist is going to get a majority of his pops on round 70 plus. So as long as you can afford the Bloon Master Alchemist before round 70, you guys should be more than fine. On top of that, we also need to make sure that we're able to make it through all of the other rounds in poppable mode. So we still need to make it past round 63. We still need to make it past round 90 plus. So there are a bunch of other factors at play here, and it's not just simply going straight for the Bloon Master Alchemist, even though we do want him going as soon as we possibly can. But we also need to make sure that we get enough money to be able to afford him, and then on top of that, we need to make sure that we have enough money to afford actually beating in poppable mode. Alright, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and do a little bit of a speedy bit fast forward because we have a lot of money that we need to grab. We're also going to go ahead and start going for some banks. On top of that, once we get a bunch of banana farms going and a bunch of banana banks going, we're going to go ahead and start placing down our alchemist. So I'm going to go ahead and fast forward to the point where we have a bunch of banana farms down. I'll bring you guys back as soon as we get to the point where we're going to place down our alchemist. Alright guys, we are in round 54 and now we have 4 monkey banks placed down. They're all upgraded to a 2-3-0. Of course, because the monkey bank is going to be the fastest way to make money. Now we need to start grabbing a couple, or we're going to go ahead and grab our alchemist. So we're going to go ahead and place our alchemist right here. First upgrade that we're going to go for is we're going to be going for lead to gold, then we're going to go for rubber to gold because that's going to make us a little bit of additional money on top of all of these banks that we have. So that's why we're going to go ahead and go for the bottom upgrade path first, and then following the rubber to gold, we're going to go ahead and go with the larger potions. Because I've heard a couple of different things that the middle upgrade path is better to go for the BMA, but I've also heard that the larger potions is better to go because it will affect more Moab balloons at the same time. So I'm a little bit up in the air on which upgrade path I actually prefer to go, but for this guide I will be going for the larger potions because it will affect more balloons at once, especially when we're dealing with round 63 and rounds like that. Alright, so we should be able to collect our first bank here in just a second, and then we need to go ahead and grab a couple of other towers to help us deal with round 63, because even though we're going for an achievement here, we still need to have ample popping power for dealing with some of these harder rounds. So we're going to wait until round 62 to see how much money we have, see what we can afford, see what we can't afford. Odds are we're either going to go for a crossbow master or we're going to be going for a recursive cluster. Ideally, we could go for the crossbow master because he'll be a little bit more, or he'll be more effective for a longer period of time. But if we can't afford the crossbow master, it's not going to be the end of the world. Alright, so there we go. That's our second monkey bank that we can collect, and we're sitting at $19,000, which is going to be very, very good for us. Let's go ahead and use Owen's Brambles against the BFB, because the BFB is a little bit of a beefy boy. And we're sitting at 19,000. We should be able to collect this bank, so we should be able to afford our not our Grandmaster Ninja, but our Crossbow Master. There we go. So we'll go ahead and go in the very, very back here. We'll upgrade our Dart Monkey up to the Sharpshooter to go ahead and do a little bit more damage against the BFB. That way we don't struggle with popping the BFB. And then, just in case we don't have enough money to afford the Crossbow Master on round 62, we can collect all, and that will give us enough money to actually afford the Crossbow Master. Alright, so there we go. We have roughly $5,000 left. We're just going to go ahead and collect all here. That way we don't need to worry about not being able to afford the Crossbow Master, because if we cannot get the Crossbow Master by round 63, then unfortunately we will lose. It is a little bit of a pricey tower to go for, especially in poppable mode, but it's a guaranteed win against round 63. So now that we are good with round 63, the next thing that we're going to be doing is we're going to be saving up to $48,000 to afford the BMA. So it's going to take us a few rounds to actually get all of that money, especially since our banana farms are all collected. So we also need to remember that we also can sell all of our banana farms for like 22,000, so we don't need to collect the full 48,000. But we do want to get there relatively soon, because we're getting to that point where we need to have the BMA going. We need him to start popping BFB balloons. We need to start popping a bunch of balloons on top of that. So again, I'm going to go ahead and fast forward to the point where we can afford to buy the Bloon Master Alchemist. Alright guys, it is officially round 70, and at this point we are to the point where we can go ahead and collect all from our banks, then sell a couple of our banks in order to buy the BMA. Now it is very, very important that we get our BMA going like pretty much right now, otherwise we're not going to hit the point that we need to hit. We will be saving 2 of our banks to go ahead and give us a little bit of extra income, because we still need to make sure that we're able to deal with round 90 plus. Just because we have the BMA on the field doesn't mean we're in the clear just yet. So now we're also going to be grabbing a monkey village to throw on our BMA, that we're going to be upgrading him to radar scanner. That way he can see the DDT balloons and do a little bit of damage to them as well. Now remember guys, we just need to get our BMA to 900,000 pops. We don't need to go crazy and get him to 1 million, but of course we want to try and get as many pops on our Bloon Master Alchemist that we possibly can. So now we have the radar scanner. We'll go ahead and go for jungle drums as well to go ahead and increase our Bloon Master Alchemist popping speed. That way we can go ahead and again get him up to 900,000 pops. Because guys, we only have 27 rounds left to go, and even though our towers aren't sitting at very many pops, round 90 plus is going to be a little bit of a pain for us to deal with, especially since we're not going with our usual comp with either Sky Shredder or like the Sun avatars, the Avatar of Wrath, or anything crazy like that. But don't worry guys, as long as we're able to boost up our Bloon Master Alchemist ever so slightly, we'll be more than fine. Alright, so now at this point, the next thing that we're going to be doing is we're going to be paying attention to our banana farms, and we're going to be holding this comp up until round 89. So I'm going to go ahead and again fast forward to round 89, and I'll see you guys again here in just a second. Alright guys, I'm going to go ahead and bring you back on round 89, because now we need to do a couple of different things here. We need to go ahead and we're going to collect all from our banks, and then we're going to sell both of our banks. Alright, because now we have 56,000 $60, we can go ahead and upgrade our Ninja Monkey to the Grandmaster Ninja. And now we're going to be selling our Crossbow Master, because now that we're on round 90, we really don't have too much use for him. So we're going to go ahead and sell him, come down here and immediately upgrade a monkey village to the Monkey Intelligence Bureau with jungle drums. And what this will allow us to do is it will allow our Grandmaster Ninja to pop lead balloons. Now the next thing that we're going to be doing is, of course, because we're using the Grandmaster Ninja, and I'm sure you guys already know what I'm going to be doing, but I'm going to be upgrading a bunch of secondary ninja monkeys up to shinobis to go ahead and buff our Grandmaster Ninja, because of course Grandmaster Ninja needs the shinobis paired with the MIB to be any good. Alright, so right now the only thing we're doing is we're going to be spending all of our money on shinobis to go ahead and buff our Grandmaster Ninja. Making sure that we're keeping track of how many buffs our Grandmaster Ninja has. That way we want to get around maybe 15 to 16 buffs, and then we should be good to go. The next thing that we're going to be saving up for is we are going to be saving up for an overclock to go ahead and buff our Grandmaster Ninja even more. And then I think at this point we should be pretty well off. The next important round is going to be round 98, which at this point, because our Grandmaster Ninja has 8 buffs, I'd like to get him up to 10 and then go for a overclock, because a overclock will guarantee that we don't struggle with round 98. Because even though we have the Grandmaster Ninja, the Grandmaster Ninja is still kind of a little bit of a weaker tower. And just to check on our Bloon Master Alchemist, he is currently at 670,000 pops. We're still 300,000 pops away, guys. Like, we still have a long ways to go before we're like in the clear. Alright, so right now I'm going to go ahead and place down our engineer monkey. It really doesn't matter too much where you place him, but it is a little bit of a hefty upgrade price to get him up to the $16,000 in order to afford the overclock. Alright, so right now we don't need to worry too much about that. Again, our Grandmaster Ninja, now that we have the Shinobis, won't struggle too much with this round. And this is why I chose to go with the Omen, because he does buff magic towers, which makes him an awesome pairing to go with the Grandmaster Ninja. Now let's go ahead and take another look at our Bloon Master Alchemist. We are currently at 810,000 pops, guys. So it looks like we won't struggle too much with hitting the 900k pops. Now the only thing we need to do is make sure that we're able to actually beat Impoppable mode. So we're going to do that by buying our overclock right now, and at this point, now that we have our overclock, we're going to go ahead and place down a bunch more shinobis to go ahead and buff our Grandmaster Ninja ever so slightly more. Now we're not going to need to worry about using overclock on round 98. I mean, you guys can feel free to do so, but because we have the Bloon Master Alchemist and we have the Grandmaster Ninja, we really shouldn't struggle too much with round 98, because the Bloon Master Alchemist is pretty much going to delete all of these balloons. And there we go, guys. We are officially at 1.2 million pops. So again, we really don't need to worry too much about hitting the 900k pops, because we already hit it. Now what we're going to do is we're going to overclock our Grandmaster Ninja as soon as the reinforced DDT balloons get up here towards the top, and then we're going to turn off our auto start. Now you guys will see why I'm turning off my auto start here in just a second, because we're actually going to be coming over here and we're going to sell all of our ninjas. And you may be asking yourself, HK Titan, why are you selling all of your ninjas? And that's because we're going to be going for a first strike and then preemptive strike. The reason why we're going with the first strike and preemptive strike is, of course, because we need to deal with the bad balloon. The advanced intel to go ahead and allow our first strike to do a little bit more damage here. Also, I'm going to go ahead and sell our Omen, because I don't want our Omen to do any damage that we don't want it to do. Also, I forgot to activate my first strike right out of the gates, but that's alright, because we should be able to activate our first strike again. Alright, so we are sitting about a quarter of the way done with our our bad balloon. Let me see. We should be able to activate our first strike one more time, and then we'll activate it one last time as soon as our first strike gets off of cooldown. Again, guys, it's hard to perfect this because like unless you know exactly how much damage the first strike or the preemptive strike is doing per hit, then there's really no way to know exactly how long to wait. Alright guys, now we definitely should have it first try. There we go, perfect. And but there you have it, guys. We officially beat round 100 with the Bloon Master Alchemist. I will say this, do not press continue, because if you press continue and you lose, it will not count for the achievement. So just go ahead and press next and then press home, and now you guys should have the achievement pop up in the bottom right hand corner. But anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Of course, I hope you guys found this guide helpful, and of course, if you enjoyed, please feel free to hit that like button. Also, if you guys haven't subscribed, please feel free to subscribe as well. I do upload quite a bit of Bloons Tower Defense 6 content. But anyways, guys, you already know what time it is. I hope you guys have the most amazing day of your lives, and I will see you guys in the next one.